Thank you so much for taking Part 5 of Military Consumer Toolkit class. Part 1 was spending and budgeting. Part 2 is earn. Part 3 is borrow. Part 4 is save and invest. Part 5 is protect. Each video in the series has a 13-minute introduction that is the same as video 1. On Part 5 of Protect, I have broken it up into 2 videos. Part 5A covers scams, ID theft, and credit report. Part 5B covers protecting personal information. Thank you again for taking this class. This is the introduction to this particular video, and it talks about why the Military Consumer Toolkit was created, its purpose, and how it will help military families, and why this matters so much to the Federal Trade Commission and the military. My family has served in the military. My uncle was in the Navy during the Korean conflict, and my stepfather was in the Air Force for 30 years. My husband was a Marine. My daughter was a Marine, and she served in Desert Storm. I wanted to serve in the Marine Corps, but that didn't come to pass. I'm small and sickly. So, but I just want to try to give back to those I care about so much. And so I put this video together to be of assistance to our military family and friends. So once again, thank you for watching this video. I had a joining forces video in this segment of this video, and I've had to take it out because of the music or something on YouTube. It was copyrighted, so I just took it out. I am saddened to know that the website is no longer active. We still need the resources that was provided by this organization. Even though it was an initiative started by Dr. Jill Biden and First Lady Michelle Obama, it is still needed. I hope someone out there listening to this video will move this wonderful organization to the private sector, all of the businesses and all the people that were involved in the companies. I know there's protocol and everything with various administrations and all of that stuff, but it just is mind boggling to me that this administration has removed this website and all of the things that were being done for our military families. So if there's someone listening, please do something. Maybe you can talk to Ms. Obama if you're in that area, or Dr. Biden if you're in that kind of area. But this needs to be reinstated in the private sector, in the communities at large. It does not need to be an initiative that can be turned on and off because the needs are not turned on and off. I don't know what I can do. I'm just a lowly retired person, but those that have power, this.
I'm Jessica Rich, Director of Consumer Protection at the Federal Trade Commission.
And I'm Technical Sergeant James Mulhern.
When the Department of Defense said that financial readiness is a big part of military preparedness, we listened. When you know how to manage your money and how to spot a ripoff, you're more financially solid. That keeps you mission ready at home and abroad.
That's why the Department of Defense, the Federal Trade Commission, and others teamed up to make military.consumer.gov your tool for financial readiness.
We are proud to offer our uniformed service members and families quick mobile tips that won't slow you down. Want to buy a car, manage your money during deployment, or continue your education? Get started right from your phone at military.consumer.gov.
Before you open your wallet, check out Military Consumer.
For all our members of the uniformed services, knowledge is the first line of defense for you and your family. Visit military.consumer.gov, your tool for financial readiness.
The purpose of this class is to help military families and military personnel to have good tools to make good financial decisions, because wrong decisions can have a long-term effect on family life, mission readiness, and the service members' security clearance. Working with the Department of Defense, the Federal Trade Commission came up with this program, and it's so important because they want you to be able to make solid financial decisions that will not impact you and your family in a negative way. This program seeks to help you answer these questions. Who will handle my finances during deployment? What should I know when buying a car? Often we think that's an easy purchase, but some of those contracts can be detrimental to your finances and can cause you some serious financial harm. And also, can I use my military training to further my goals? As you saw in the video from joining forces, that is very relevant and possible. Why does this matter? Why is this so important? Why does the military seek to help those families and personnel to understand more clearly the concept of debt? It's because of the survey they did and the studies they have found that the average military family has more debt than assets. The purpose of this class is to help you, give you the tools so that you can make good decisions on your assets and not acquire a lot of debt. Continuing with why this matters. The challenges of military life can affect the service member's finances as well as the service member's family. It hurts everyone when things are off balance. Frequent transitions and changes can cause you to have problems straightening out different debts and obligations in one location when you move into another. Many service members have little financial experience. That was my father. When he came into the military, he was taken advantage of. I know of a couple of car purchases he made that really did not turn out well. And the bad part about it, these things have long term consequences. These things can follow you when you leave the military. This whole program is designed to give you the know how and the keys of making good, smart financial decisions. As you can see, they go on with more videos. And I think the one that really helps me understand the importance of Protect is all of the things you learn about networks, security for your PCs and your phone. These things are very important. So pay attention to these and watch these videos, and if necessary take notes, and play them again. That's why I created this video, so that you could actually, rewind and play it again. I do not want you to be tricked. Public Wi-Fi's are nice if they have security. If they have encryption, then you would get a password to be able to log on. If it's not asking you for a password, then you're not on a secure Wi-Fi network. I watched this video from a company who does security, and the gentleman had this opportunity. He created a Wi-Fi hotspot near a bus station, and people were just logging on and having a good time, and he was accessing all of their information on their phone and their little tablets. So without encryption, your information can be seen. If a person has the right information, he has the right software, knows the techniques, he can actually pick up all your secure information. The key to it is encryption. If the transmission is not encrypted and the data is not scrambled from both ends, the transmission can be intercepted and you end up with all of your information out there. So if you see a website that doesn't have HTTPS, the S is for secure, then it's not encrypted. So you're looking at issues you could be involved in, security breach, depending on what you're doing and where you're doing it at. So you want to make sure you choose secure networks and websites. And as I said in one of my other videos about apps, I have issues about apps. I do not use a lot of apps. In fact, I have no apps on my phone at all. If it wasn't already loaded on there, I have not downloaded.
Many hotels, coffee shops, airports, and other places offer free Wi-Fi hotspots. They're convenient. Unfortunately, they often aren't secure. That could make it easy for someone else to access your online accounts or steal your personal information. So, what can you do to reduce your risk? Encryption is the key to keeping your information secure online. When information is encrypted, it's scrambled into a code so others can't get it. How can you be sure your information is encrypted? 2 ways. 1. Use a secure network to access the internet. Don't assume that a public Wi-Fi network uses encryption. In fact, most don't. You can only be sure that a network uses effective encryption if it asks you to provide a WPA or WPA2 password. If you aren't sure, it's best to assume the network is not secure. The second way to protect your information is to send it through a secure website. A secure site will encrypt your information, even if the network doesn't. If the web address starts with HTTPS, then your information is encrypted before it's sent. The S stands for secure. Look for HTTPS on every page you visit, not just when you log in. If you use an unsecured Wi-Fi network to log into an unencrypted website, strangers using that network can hijack your account and steal your private documents, contacts, family photos, even your username and password. If that happens, an imposter could use your email or social networking account to pretend to be you and scam people you care about. Or a hacker could use your password from one website to try to log into a different account and access your personal or financial information. Here are some steps you can take to protect yourself when you use a public Wi-Fi hotspot. Only log in or enter personal information on secure sites that use encryption. Again, look for a web address that begins with HTTPS. Don't use the same username and password for different sites. It could give someone who gains access to one of your accounts access to many of your accounts. Never email financial information, including credit card, social security, and checking account numbers, even if the network and website are secure. Don't stay permanently signed in to accounts. When you've finished using a site, log out. The bottom line, secure Wi-Fi hotspots require a password. Secure websites start with HTTPS. Remember, it's easy to find trusted information about computer security. Just visit onguardonline.gov, the federal government site to help you be safe, secure, and responsible online.
The federal tax we all had to pay. Unfortunately, our wonderful military personnel have to pay federal tax as well. So the next couple of slides is some information from the IRS that will give you a little insight in your taxes. But I just encourage you to keep good records because this is something you have to do and have somebody reputable do your taxes for you, someone from base or something.
Hi, I'm Terry and I work for the Internal Revenue Service. Each year, the IRS, state tax agencies, and the tax industry work hard to plan for the tax filing season. And so do identity thieves. Using a wealth of personal data stolen from outside the tax systems, identity thieves file fake tax returns using real taxpayer names, social security numbers, and other personal information. The IRS is working hard to stop tax-related identity theft, and although we do stop the vast majority of fraudulent returns, it can still happen to you. Here are some warning signs that you may be a victim of tax-related identity theft. You receive a letter in the mail from the IRS about a suspicious tax return using your name and social security number. We may ask you to go to idverified.irs.gov to confirm your identity. Or we reject your e-filed return because another tax return was filed using your social security number. If you suspect you're a victim, file Form 14039, the Identity Theft Affidavit. You can get the form and instructions at irs.gov. If your Social Security number was stolen in a data breach or any other way, you should file a Form 14039 only if there is an impact on your taxes. You should also follow recommendations from the Federal Trade Commission, such as placing a free fraud alert on your credit account by contacting one of the 3 major credit bureaus, filing a complaint with the FTC at identitytheft.gov, and closing any financial accounts tampered with by thieves. If you are a victim, please know that these are complex cases, and some of them take several months to resolve. We are working hard to shorten that time. For more information on what the IRS, the states, and the tax industry are doing to fight identity theft, and what steps you need to take if you are a victim, visit irs.gov/identitytheft.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm a veteran and I work for the Internal Revenue Service. Did you know there are some special tax benefits that apply to members of the armed forces? That's right. You may be eligible for a combat zone exclusion, which means that some or all of your combat pay could be tax-free. You could also get the exclusion if you're hospitalized due to a combat zone injury. But you may choose instead to include your tax-free combat pay in your earned income to help figure your earned income tax credit. This could get you a bigger refund. However, before choosing, figure the credit both with and without your combat pay to see which way is better for you. You may also be able to deduct certain unreimbursed costs like moving expenses if you're transferred to a new duty station, or travel expenses if you're a reservist and your duties take you more than 100 miles from home. Be sure to claim all tax benefits that members of the military qualify for. A great place to start is with IRS Free File at irs.gov/freefile. Free File can help you prepare and e-file your taxes for free. You can also get free tax help from trained volunteers at most military installations. And keep in mind, you can get additional time to file your return if you're stationed overseas or serving in a combat zone. You can find more information in IRS Publication 3, the Armed Forces Tax Guide. Just go to irs.gov/pub3.
Protecting your personal information. This is something that is so important. When you create accounts for like your email, your banks, and all of this stuff, most of them have minimum password requirements. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you follow those requirements to keep people from having access to your personal information and your files. So you want to make sure you follow all of their rules. It should be at least 12 letters long or something. And choose unique security questions. Do not choose stuff like your zip code, your address. Somebody could Google your address or your name and find minimal information. So use something that's really odd. Okay, a lot of companies are using what's called multi-factor authentication. So it will ask you, it will give you a couple of steps along the way before you can log in. Okay, only share your social security number and account information. It says judiciously in here. Well, you just want to share that information only if you can verify that that person actually needs it. I went to have my eyes examined one time, and they handed me one of those little forms you fill out, and at the top it had my name, social security number. Don't put your social security number on there. You don't put your social security number on all them little files and forms they want you to fill out. They can't force you to do that either. I never put my social security number on no paper document in somebody's nurse's office. I never do that. Doctor's office, so I don't care. I do not put my social security number on any of that kind of stuff. All right. This one says beware of imposters. If somebody calls you and you're not sure they're from your bank, because you have to realize they can have a great deal of information about you prior to the phone call. You know, the internet and public records where this information is readily available, they can actually make they think you know who you are and you know them. Okay, they can work you both ways. And then we're not even going to talk about social media. People put so much stuff on social media. People don't need to hack your computer. They can go on social media and find out enough about you and figure out your password. So you want to beware of who calls you claiming to know about you or to do business transactions with you. If you have documents that are left over, never throw anything away. I've had a shredder for at least 20 years. I don't throw anything in the trash. I tear my address off of, that junk mail stuff and shred that. So protect your personal information. Do not make it readily available for people to get access to it. Never throw any kind of document in the trash. You never do that. You shred it, burn it, something, but you do not throw this stuff in the trash. Just as you saw in that video about identity theft, people go through your trash. If you've been compromised, like the other video say, you go to securing laptops, phones, and other devices. Here are some things you should do and little precautions you should take to protect the access of the devices. Never leave the devices in the car. Someone will probably steal them if they can see them. If you have a laptop or tablets, don't put them in a laptop bag. Put them like in a backpack or some other kind of bag. If you're in a hotel, excuse me, use the hotel safe. Use a hotel safe. Some hotels have safes in the rooms, but wherever, do not leave your laptop unattended. And a lot of the electronic devices they have today have a tracking tool, so if the device is stolen, it can be tracked and found. And if you have information that you cannot afford to lose, back it up. At least if the device is stolen or broken, you will be able to restore it to a new device. And if you're donating your old equipment, make sure that if it's a cell phone, you want to remove all the cards, the SIM card, the SD cards, and then you want to do a hard reset, which wipes the chip in the phone. And if you have laptops, you want to use some type of DoD wipe software on that laptop so that that hard drive is squeaky clean. So these are just some tips that can really save you.
Every day, you hear about scammers, hackers, and thieves trying to use the internet to steal your money and your financial information. The fact is, you, me, we can foil many of their attempts. Every day, we do things to make it tough for bad guys to break into our homes and our cars. We can make it tougher for them to break into our computers, too. Here are some ways to foil a hacker and protect your financial information. Install security software on your computer. Well-known companies offer plenty of free options. Set the software to update automatically, so it can deal with any new security threats. While you're at it, set your operating system and web browser to update automatically too. If you're not sure how, use the help function and search for automatic updates. If you get a phone call, an email, a text, or a pop-up that says your computer has a virus or malware, don't buy the story or the security software they're selling. It could be a trick to get you to buy software that's worthless or even harmful. Treat your financial information like cash. It's a hot commodity. If someone asks for your financial information, say your social security, credit card, or bank account number, ask why they need it and how they're going to protect it. If you think you've found a good deal online, but you aren't familiar with the company, dig a little deeper. A quick internet search with the name of the company and the word review or complaint can reveal a lot. Always look for a physical address and phone number too. That way you know who to contact if there's a problem. Don't provide your personal or financial information unless the website you're on is secure. If the URL doesn't start with HTTPS, don't enter your financial information. That S stands for secure. It means the information you're sending is encrypted and protected. Make your passwords count. They should be at least 10 characters. and a mix of numbers, letters, and special characters. Don't use your name, birth date, or common words. Don't use the same password for several accounts, as tempting as that may be. If it's stolen, hackers can use it to access your other accounts. Keep your passwords in a secure place, and don't share them with anyone. Back up your computer files. For example, copy important files to an external hard drive on a regular basis. That way, if there's a problem with your computer, you won't lose everything. Life is online, whether you live it using a smartphone, a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop. It's a good time to make computers secure.
There's a new trend of ransom for digital information. They put encryption programs or algorithms on companies' servers and encrypt all the data on their systems, and then they hold that for ransom. And they want to be paid to reverse the process. What would you do? Do you expect these people to keep their word?
Miss Stevens, I just wiped malware off our system. People have got to stop clicking unsolicited email links and downloading free software unless it's from a trusted source.
Sounds great.
We need a data backup plan in a separate location in case we get hacked.
We need to focus on making profits, not spending them.
Learn to protect yourself from ransomware. If you become a victim, contact your local FBI office.
Interesting video from the FBI. This is happening. It doesn't really make the news a lot, but this is actually happening. And as personnel of the military, I wanted you to be aware of the ramifications of this, that a lot of times we don't realize that it is not so much a catching a virus or something on the machine. If you have something on there that you cannot afford to lose, these are some things you should consider. And this next video will show you a way back. Backup is the only way back. Keeping good backups is the only thing that will save you from a ransom. If they encrypt your files, there's no way to get it reversed without the key. So think about this, when you're using your laptops, and be mindful of the consequences.
Your life is on your computer, from your financial records and contacts to your family photos and videos. Your favorite music, movies, games, and other documents you wouldn't want to lose. The reality is, if you don't back up those files, you risk a total loss if your computer gets hacked, crashes, or downloads a virus. That's right, everything. Gone in a nanosecond.
Did somebody say, back it up?
I did say backup. We want everyone to back up their files once a week. It's one way to avoid a digital disaster.
Good idea, you gotta back it up. If you don't want to lose it, back it up.
If you don't back up often, you risk losing it all if your computer crashes, gets hacked, or downloads a virus.
You could lose it all.
It's fast and easy to back up to an external hard drive, a DVD or CD, a flash drive, or to cloud storage. And when you're finished backing up your files, disconnect your backup drive until you use it again.
You gotta back it up, back it up, if you want it back.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Back it up. Visit onguardonline.gov to learn more.
Thank you so much for taking part 5 of the Military Consumer Toolkit Protect. It has been a wonderful journey, and I hope you have learned a lot of things in this series that can help you be financially ready to fulfill your mission in the military. This last section has been a wonderful experience sharing information and things that I have learned. So I once again say thank you again for taking this class.